In the year 2002, a new dark age for Transformers arose. Transformers Armada, an age of Transformers lacking even basic articulation. This figure promised to break that cycle. Is it Armada's savior or the herald of Unicron? Let's find out in this episode of T-Man 978 Chill Review. Hello everyone, T-Man 978 reviewing Transformers Armada Deluxe Optimus Prime with his Minicon Overrun. Overrun looks like a gun in this motor. It's supposed to be a gun. You can see the little barrel right there. But it has a handle right here. It can shoot. Since it's a Minicon, he can peg into different ports. He has a Minicon port up there. And since he has an actual handle right here, you can actually put right there and shoot around. So that's cool. Optimus Prime, he's a semi-truck like he normally is. Fairly wide. You can see some airbrushing right here. Black on top of this silver swirly plastic. These smokestacks, for some crazy reason, they're removable. I think they should have been glued to it. If you notice that this thing is dusty, it's old. I bought it from somebody secondhand and tried to clean it off as best I could without actually submerging it. But, yeah. There he is. Tires are nice and thick. When it rolls, focus. All the wheels don't tend to roll at once. And I've been trying to bend the thing to get it right, but it'll work sometimes, won't work other times. I can't remember if he could attach to the leader class Optimus's trailer, and that's why he had this hitch. But I can't remember. I don't even know if they call that thing a leader class. But here he is next to another deluxe class Optimus. And as you can see, their wheels match up like perfectly. So even though he's not as wide, they're basically the same size. But that's shocking because deluxes back then were huge. But Optimus was a little bit smaller because he has way more engineering than the other deluxes and way more articulation. But there you go right there. Transformation. Let's do Overrun first. He can actually flip that forward, bring these wings out, and now he's an aircraft. Okay, yeah, there you go, focus. Thank you. And that's fairly decent. Flip this. I'm not sure if you have to flip that, but we'll push this like this. Bring the arms around like this. Bring this down, and now he's a robot. It kind of makes me think of Leader 1. I guess you can open that. Leader 1 from the GoBots. Basically, his only articulation is moving arms like this. And I guess they can move in, but that looks a little bit goofy. And the pieces on Minicons did like to come off. The legs can do that. He doesn't have any knees. But there you go with that. Now, Optimus's transformation is fairly simple as well. Push the feet back like that. Go ahead and separate the legs, which are tight for some crazy ass reason. What the heck? Jeez. Come on. Okay. Pull the legs down. Push this down. Lift this flap up. Accordion it down. You can see where his matrix should be, but I don't see one in there. I believe the leader class one had one molded in that didn't come out. Shut that. Bring this shoulder down like this. And bring this shoulder down. Bend. Damn. Push these up on both sides. And now you have him transformed. And he looks really good. From my memory of him, the face looks kind of different from what we actually got on the cartoon. But let's do a close-up on that. Yes, it's kind of different. He looks like younger from what I remember. But he's like one of the first and only Optimuses that doesn't have a windshield chest. They didn't even put a fake windshield. Normally they put a fake windshield there, but his windows are back there, so they kept it toy accurate, which is nice. Now, as far as articulation, this guy's nickname is Bendy Prime because he's posable, way more posable than the leader class one. His head is on a ball joint. It can look up fairly high, can look down, rotate. The shoulders are on a joint right here. They can go around 360. His elbows are on a ball joint, so they can swivel in. This is about how high they can bend before they bump. If you bend it more, it covers up his hand and he can't hold weapons that well, if at all. And like I said, these come off, so you have to worry about that. The leader class one came off so that they can smash together and become a gun. This does not combine with the other one. So I don't know why they left that feature in there. He has a waist, even though he didn't need a waist because it's not in a transformation. So that's shocking. His knees can bend that much. He has an ankle rocker in here for ankle pivot. And his toe can go forward and back. Hips can go out that much. And what's annoying to me about this toy, the hips can only kick forward that much. This molding right here stops it from being bent all the way forward. Now we raise the butt flap. We see it smooth back here so he can kick all the way back. So I feel like these are reversed. Now, I haven't tried taking the screw out to switch it around, but trying to pop them off the ball joint, I almost broke the ball joint off. And trying to force it forward, almost broke the ball joint off. But you can still get him into poses. I wanted this guy because I remembered him being way more posable than he is. But, yeah. He's still good. Let's transform this dude back to a gun. You can see him wielding Overrun as a gun. And he's still posable, of course. I mean, that's on the fly. Of course, if I tried, I can get something better. But there's a general idea of that. And he has a minicon feature. Most of the minicons in Armada did something extra for the figures they came with. If you plug him into the back, push his arms forward, it's supposed to be making him have a punch action, but it looks more like he's just freaking vibrating. Since owning this again, this is my first time doing this, so that looks very, very silly. Shimmy, 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 shimmy. Shimmy, 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 shimmy. My son, I bought this for my son. He played with it a lot. It got very, very loose, and I think the arms popped off of this little ball joint. And it wound up in the trash eventually. So here he is next to Reveal the Shield Deluxe Optimus. And it's amazing that they're the same height. A lot of times I do these comparisons and they'll be the same size in vehicle mode, but the older toy will be way taller in robot mode because the newer figures shrink. But yeah, As we can see, Hasbro just goes back and forth and back and forth. But anyway, he's a great figure. He's a good Optimus to have in your collection. And I'm happy to own him. Anyway, if you like this review, think about giving me a like. Definitely think about sharing. Comment, subscribe. T-Man978, out of here.